now.
New at noon, a San Antonio woman will spend the next 25 years in prison. This comes after she pled no contest to murder. Mary Diaz was charged with murder and credit card abuse after police say she shot her boyfriend in 2020 at his East Side home and then used his phone and wallet to access his bank and PayPal accounts. Diaz was arrested on January 29, 2020 on an unrelated charge of possession. Police say Diaz had a .40 caliber Blazer bullets in her bra, the same type of rounds found at the crime scene weeks later. Diaz's arrest warrant affidavit states that the investigators found an empty handgun box and a cartridge with missing rounds in the victim's apartment. Arrest paperwork states that a witness told police Diaz shot Jones because, quote, she discovered photos she did not approve of on his cell phone. And a murder case that ended in a mistrial is headed back to court. Today, a judge set jury selection in R.C. Curtis's trial. He's accused of killing his wife's grandmother, Paula Boyd, in 2015. During a hearing about the mistrial back in 2021, the defense argued the prosecutors presented new evidence too late in the trial. The new evidence included 2 DVDs that raised the possibility that more suspects were involved in Boyd's murder. The prosecutors say they didn't withhold any evidence and that they said at the time they had discovered the evidence recently. Jury selection for the retrial is set to begin on December 2nd. All right, taking a look outside with live cam. No rain today.
No, it's status quo for summer.
Status quo, all right.
Yeah, so pretty dry and pretty hot out there. Even some haze from some Saharan dust. We got to talk about. Let me take you through the next few hours of your day. The biggest thing you'll notice is the heat index. It's going to feel like 100 to 105, and it's breezy out there right now. We're dealing with winds from the south at about 15 miles per hour. High temperature this afternoon of 96, but that 96 is going to feel more like 104. And then looking at later on tonight, we'll be seeing temperatures close to 80 degrees by midnight. Here's that heat high. It is right overhead. That's what's allowing for us to be dry and hot. It's not only hot here, but it's hot across a good portion of the nation, too. Even hotter in parts of Nebraska than it is here in San Antonio, parts of the Dakotas than it is here in San Antonio, 103 in Wichita. I'm showing you the satellite right now because can you see how there's a little bit of a cloudy look there to the Gulf of Mexico? Well, that is Saharan dust on our doorstep. It's going to be peaking tomorrow. I'll tell you what that means for the skies, your allergies, and some facts about Saharan dust you may not know coming up in just a bit.
Thanks so much, Sarah. All right, take a look at this. San Antonio water system crews had to work to repair a water main break on the south side. The break caused a sidewalk to collapse near Southeast Military and South Presa. Some water customers are reporting low water pressure, but a SAW spokesperson said nobody is without water right now. Repairs are expected to be completed quickly to restore water pressure to customers in that area. High schools getting the chance to develop essential skills and connect with community leaders through a District 8 program. Tiffany Huertas takes us to downtown San Antonio, where students learned about innovation, business, entrepreneurship, and startups.
This morning, high school students toured Geekdom, a co-working space that provides a community filled with resources and opportunities.
They're very smart. I think they're definitely asking the right questions about team development, how to start what challenges one can encounter when starting a business or a startup.
The students are part of the 4th annual Rising Stars Leadership Program brought by Council Member Manny Pelaez and the District 8 Council Office. The free program aims to equip students with essential skills through workshops and connections with area leaders.
Have you ever seen Shark Tank before? Super similar. So you go on stage, you do a 5-minute pitch.
Central Catholic High School student Sean Brosnan is thrilled to be part of this program and eager to learn.
My favorite part is getting to meet so many different people of so many different backgrounds, from whether it be the business side, whether it be the more political city side.
During the 4-day program, students will explore problem solving, community engagement, and civic responsibility. Students will also discover various job opportunities, including those available at Geekdom.
Some of the opportunities that we have are for entrepreneurs and people wanting to join the startup community.
It really helps me know what I want to do in college or what I want to do in university.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
All right, we want to remind you that we are continuing our Educator of the Month nominations this upcoming school year. Each month, one special educator will be recognized for the work he or she does and will receive a $500 Visa gift card from First Mark Credit Union. So just scan the QR code on your screen to nominate your favorite educator for a chance to win. And this isn't just for teachers. It could be a bus driver that's made a difference, a custodial worker, or a cafeteria worker, anyone making a difference at your school. All right, if you've noticed your property insurance rates are going up, you're not alone. Why industry experts say this is behind the trend. Tonight on the Night Beat, KSAT investigates a new accusation against a Leon Valley elected official. A new victim stepping forward saying she was sexually assaulted by Benny Martinez as well. Ava Cervantes says she was a church volunteer where Martinez is also a member. In her encounter, Cervantes says Martinez stood behind her and touched himself. It happened a year ago, and she took her complaint to the church then. Months later, she also filed a police report. Cervantes says she had no idea there was a former complaint against Martinez until she saw our KSAT story. KSAT reached out to the elected councilman, and he denies any wrongdoing and declined to do an interview with us. You can see the full story on KSAT Investigates tonight at 10. A new project started last night on Wurzbach Road near the medical center. The city's improving sidewalks, making it more accessible for people with disabilities and increasing access to bus stops along the road from I-10 to Fredericksburg Road. This is happening in 4 phases. The first will focus on the area between I-10 and Blumell Road. Crews will be working at night, and the project should be finished by early next year. To keep track, find detours, and for a full list of closures in and around San Antonio, be sure to check out our traffic authority page on KSAT.com. Taking a look back outside, we know that dust is coming. I can't really see it yet. That'll be more tomorrow.
Exactly, more so tomorrow and Thursday. But some good news in the allergy department is that molds in Fall Elm, although they're moderate, they are down from yesterday. Yesterday they were high. Pigweed is present, but in low amounts, and the aquifer is down 0.3 foot over the past 24 hours. We've got a lot to talk about in the forecast. The heat high is back. Minimal rain chances by Sunday, but that's about it for our rain chances. And of course, we'll talk about that dust plume returning by Wednesday.
Welcome back. We know Jen and Fiona were out on the road yesterday for a fun essay live. Let's see where they are today.
Back on set. Yes.
Back inside. Good, 'cause it's humid.
We're like a boomerang that just comes back. But okay, we want to show you something.
Okay.
Take a look at this right here. Look at the size of that pizza. Now,
I know. This is my hand. Look at that.
That's for perspective. There we go. Very scientific. Okay. So that is 28 inches of a pizza. Whoa. And there is a challenge at a local place to finish that with a friend of your choice. Okay, so our question of the day.
Yes, which celebrity we wanted to, throw a little twist in
your fantasy.
Yes. Would you get to help you eat this? One more time. Let's get a look at it. It's huge.
Yeah. Well, because before the celebrity part, I was going to say my husband. Because my husband can eat anything. Usually finishes what I can't eat anyway. Let's see. Celebrity. Okay.
I'm going to say the guy who eats all the hot dogs. Joey, what's his face?
Oh, that's so good.
That's a good one.
I had to say it
You'd be
before
done
you
quick.
did.
Yes.
I don't think I can top that.
You can. I win.
Okay.
He does train all year.
Yeah.
What's his name? Joey something? The hot dog guy.
I forget.
We'll have to look it up.
Joey Chestnut.
Priscilla, our producer.
People are like
did it.
screaming.
I know.
Come on, you guys.
I think I'd go with The Rock or some like a wrestler maybe that can just gains, right? Get those gains. Yes.
Yes. All right.
Phelps,
So let us know. Scan that QR code, and we are going to tell you in the show where you can take part in this challenge.
That's awesome. Yeah, I picked Michael Phelps because I did read something that he ate like a ton of he would usually eat a ton of calories.
Oh yeah, because
before.
swimming.
So
takes
I
it
guess
off.
any dude on the U.S. swimming team right
That's
now.
good. A good second place.
Yeah, I think so. But we do have a lot to talk about in the weather, despite the fact that it's just going to mainly be hot. But Courtney, so we have seen 12 100-degree days so far this year. Yeah, that seems like a lot, but when you factor in last year. By this time last year, we had 34 100-degree days. Yeah, and this time in 2022, we had 50 100-degree days. So talk about a major difference. We are doing good so far this year with only 12 100-degree days. So that is some good news there for us. It's going to be hard for us to hit 100 in the coming days. Here's a look at your forecast highs as we head into August. We're going to be looking at highs in the upper 90s by Thursday and Friday. And even into Saturday, we'll call it close, 99 degrees. But it's still going to be difficult for us to hit 100. It's still going to be hot, and it's definitely going to be humid. Here's a look at the weather where you live right now. In San Antonio, 88, New Braunfels, 90, 91 in Del Rio, 82 still in Bernie, and 84 in Kerrville. So higher elevations, just a smidge cooler. But then take a look at the heat index. It already feels like 99 in San Antonio, feels like 100 in New Braunfels. And it's breezy too. Winds are from the south at about 15 miles per hour. We've seen a few gusts of up to 20, 25. So for the rest of the day, 96 for the high and mostly sunny. Now keep in mind though that 96 is going to feel more like 104. Mostly clear skies tonight. By about midnight, it'll be near 80 degrees. Those winds are going to be a factor later on tonight. We're going to see a few gusts of up to 30 miles per hour in the late night and overnight hours, and it's going to be just as gusty tomorrow too. So think about those summertime walks. It's going to, in the evening, it's going to be fairly breezy at times. All right, here's a look at those forecast heat index values in the afternoon. Peak heat index value of 105 in New Braunfels this afternoon, 104 in Pleasanton, 104 in Hondo, 104 in Cotulla. As we take a look across the nation, most of the rain is moving up and over Texas, as you see, through parts of the Midwest, but that's because a heat high is in place right over Texas at the moment, keeping things dry, keeping things hot. That heat high is also going to steer Saharan dust. So there's some dust in the Gulf of Mexico right now. As that heat high moves a little bit off to the east in the next day or so, it is going to bring in some of that Saharan dust so that it peaks by tomorrow, and it also will peak on Thursday. What does that mean for you? Mainly hazy skies. You'll notice usually a blue sky is going to have a bit of a milky hue with that Saharan dust, and minor allergy issues are possible if you're sensitive to it. I want to share with you, though, a fun dust fact. At least I think it's fun. 180 millions of tons of dust are transported across the Atlantic each year. That is enough to fill 4.5 million 18-wheelers worth of dust. So yes, this is a normal thing, and it's a whole heck of a lot of dust that usually comes across the Atlantic. Not all of it to Texas, but some of it to our way. By about Friday, though, we'll be seeing that dust layer thin out, and it's going to end up being just a hot and sunny weekend for us. So looking at your 7-day forecast, hazy skies Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And by Friday, though, the hazy skies will start to clear, and there's that minimal rain chance on Sunday and Monday. Only a 20% chance, Courtney, for us. So it doesn't look good for rain as we head into August.
I like when you take something that could be negative, like potential allergies, and turn it into interesting facts.
Oh, girl, I got more dust facts coming
good.
our way. And then, by the way, I also want to mention that I'll have an update on the tropics, too, in about 5-10 minutes.
Good. We saw that list of names for storms, and I'm curious which one we're at.
All right, I'll have that for you.
Okay, thanks, Sarah. With rising homeowners insurance rates, you might be thinking about switching companies. Why that may not save you as much as you think. After the break. So you've probably noticed how your homeowner's insurance rates climb over the years. I know I have. It's happening all over Texas. And even though you've likely seen the recent spike firsthand, Devin Karp spoke to a local insurance agent who's helping you prepare for the future.
I was able to speak with Luis Leal with My Insurance Group, and he tells me in the 16 years he's been in the industry as an independent agent, he's never seen market conditions like this before. He says on average, insurance prices across the board have increased by as much as 26% in Texas.
These natural disasters are becoming all too common in Texas, and they're not just hurting the homes and people affected by them, they're hurting the insurance companies that cover it.
I mean, from 2008 to about 2023, we averaged about 8 catastrophes that cost over $1 billion in claims payouts for insurance companies across the board.
Luis Leal is an owner of My Insurance Company, an independent agency in San Antonio. That means he's not limited to working with one insurance company and can shop between different ones. He said he's hearing more and more people come to him with increased rates for their insurance across the board.
I've never seen the kind of market that we're in currently.
Leal says these rate increases are happening because reinsurance costs. That's the price for insurance companies to cover their claims, and it's getting more expensive. That's led companies to increase rates for customers and require some to bundle their insurance in order to stay covered.
What do you say to the customers who come in and have these concerns or worried about the future?
So the outlook is positive. We're already starting to see reports of underwriting losses decrease for carriers.
Advances in cost forecasting technology and fewer problems in the supply chain make Leal think the market could stabilize in the next year.
And so we've got to hope for no more catastrophes. And as long as that's the case, I think things will start to kind of even out going into 2025 and beyond.
Now, it's important to keep in mind for those who are thinking about switching providers to get a lower price on their insurance, switching your coverage could mean that your insurance does cost less, but you could also pay more money to do things like cut down your trees and mitigate damage around your home to be eligible for that new coverage in the first place. Courtney?
Thanks so much, Devin. Good information. Well, with the start of new school year just around the corner, a lot of parents may be looking for signs of burnout, especially if you have a student athlete. What you can do to help your child, still ahead. Now to a warning, as so many of us head out on summer travel. ABC's Gio Benitez tells us how hackers are hitting those hard-earned travel loyalty points.
Lene Anderson of Texas planned to use her Southwest Rewards points to book a trip for her 20th wedding anniversary, but she says she was shocked when she logged into her account.
When I went in to book, I realized that 165,000 points have been stolen from my account about 3 months earlier.
Anderson says those points for the flight she was booking equal to more than $1,500.
I was extremely angry. I had been saving these points for over 10 years.
Experts warn loyalty accounts can be an easy target for hackers with personal information that they've accessed through data leaks.
The way the hackers are getting into these accounts is pretty straightforward. With a simple name and a password, you're typically gaining access to these sites.
And the payoff for scammers can be high.
It used to be you had to fly to get the points, and those points were super duper valuable. But now with these credit card and other loyalty program extensions, what we're seeing is points values go up.
Once the hackers have your points, experts say they are selling them online. Places like this website that cybersecurity company Checkpoint showed GMA. Clint Henderson works in the travel industry for the Points Guy and was surprised to find more than 400,000 miles missing from his American Airlines account. This receipt showing one of those transactions.
Someone had hacked into my account and had spent almost all my miles on luxury car rentals from a few different airports.
Henderson admits he should have taken a few more precautions.
I've had the same password at American Airlines since the 1990s. And so part of it's my own fault because I probably wasn't changing my password as often as I should have.
In both Henderson and Anderson's cases, they say thankfully the airlines refunded them their points.
And that was ABC's Gio Benitez reporting. The first step in protecting your rewards points, make sure you have a unique password for every website that you're on, and consider changing that password every few months. We know it's a lot of work, but it's worth it.
Absolutely. I know. I just have like an app that helps me.
Yeah, and it keeps it safe.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, because I forget all of this. I want to forget about the heat that's coming, but but what we really want to look at is what's going on in the tropics.
Yeah, because while I don't expect anything here in Texas anytime soon, it is the middle of the Atlantic hurricane season. Of course, we have a lot of interest all across the nation. I want to highlight an area that is just to the east of the Leeward Islands right now. It's expected to strengthen and move closer to the Caribbean and areas nearer to Florida. There's a good chance of development and formation in the next 7 days into a tropical depression or greater. If it becomes a tropical storm, this one's for you, Courtney. You were wondering about the names. The next name on deck is Debbie. All right. If we get a tropical storm, it will be Debbie. And then take a look at your screen real quick. You can pause it, see if your name is on the list of tropical cyclone names for this season. But really, the biggest thing to keep in mind is that no matter what happens, we are going to keep you posted and updated, just like we did with Beryl. We'll keep you updated with Debbie as well when Debbie forms. All right, for the rest of the day, we're going to be looking at high temperature right near 96. It'll be very hot with humidity high, feeling like 104. This evening, pretty mild. Temperatures in the 80s, and it's going to be breezy. All right, real quick. Take a guess. How long do you think it's been since we've seen 100 degrees in San Antonio? It's been 24 days. The last 100-degree day in San Antonio was on the 6th of this month. And looking ahead, it's going to be hard for us to hit 100 as we head into August, but it is going to be hot. Those details in the latest on Saharan dust coming up. Courtney.
I'm not upset about that number.
Nice. 24, right?
Yes. All right, the record heat is set to drive the cost of fruits and vegetables higher. Inflation in the U.S. has been cooling off since hitting a 4-decade high, but it's been one of the hottest summers on record for a lot of the country and even the planet. The Earth experienced the hottest day on record in history last week. That could mean shoppers will likely end up paying higher prices for fruits and vegetables as farmers shoulder higher growing costs from that heat. It's a reversal of a trend seen over the past year with the cost of fruits and vegetables dropping by 1%. Well, looking ahead, a local community could finally get answers about concerns neighbors have had over recycling in salvage yards. The city of San Antonio is creating a task force to review 2 codes that deal with violations and citations for metal recyclers. The first community meetings will be this week. Tonight at 5:30, the city will have a virtual meeting, and tomorrow at 5:30, the city will meet in person. Details for that are on KSAT.com. Happening tonight, Medina Valley Independent School District will hold a ribbon cutting ceremony for Silos Elementary School. Silos Elementary will become the 6th elementary school added to MVISD. The event will have the Medina Valley High School Band and cheerleaders perform in celebration of the new campus. The ceremony begins at 6 p.m. Light refreshments and family fun goes from 6:30 to 8 p.m. and that's at Silos Elementary School at 6909 Silos View. Later this week, it's a special edition of Doc Talk. This week, we want your questions on back-to-school health. Scan the QR code on your screen and submit questions you have about your child's health before they head back to the classroom. We'll take those questions to a local pediatrician for you. KSAT 12's Doc Talk airs every Thursday at 6:30. Well, the 2024 Paris Olympics are underway. I'm sure you know that. We're all watching the games. It can fuel the competitive fire in future Olympic hopefuls. But for some young athletes, too much emphasis on a sport can put them at risk of burning out. RJ Marquez has tips from a pediatric psychologist on how to help athletes handle the emotions that come with competition.
Learning teamwork, getting exercise, boosting social skills. These are just some of the benefits of kids playing sports. But there are potential downsides too.
When they are using the sport as the only way to define who they are and what they like to do, that can sometimes lead to those feelings of burnout.
As a pediatric psychologist at Nationwide Children's Hospital, Catherine Butts works with young athletes to help develop healthy relationships with their sport.
You've got a lot of these club teams where the engagement in sport is all year, and so there's not really that much of a break for anything else. Or you've got kids who take the sport really seriously and they love it, but they might be setting high expectations for themselves.
Butts says that can lead to stress, anxiety, mood changes, and other mental problems. That's why she says busy athletes should prioritize downtime and self-care and focus on getting enough good quality sleep, staying hydrated, and not skipping meals. But says parents can also help them out. Include children in decisions made about their participation in a sport. Listen when they want to talk. Focus on the positive. What did they gain from a loss or a poor performance? And model a good life balance by making self-care a priority too.
But we also want to make sure that we're noticing early on if kids are taking things too seriously, that we're emphasizing the need for enjoyment and fun.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
That psychologist also says young athletes can learn from disappointments or losses. You can acknowledge things that didn't go well, but then steer that conversation towards a new goal that the child can set for themselves for future competitions. Coming up, a recall alert involving Tesla vehicles, how the issue could create a dangerous situation for drivers.
An urgent investigation underway after a mass stabbing in the UK. 3 little girls killed at a Taylor Swift-themed dance class. The singer now responding. I'm Rena Roy. I'll have the latest coming up.
Today, the head of the Secret Service plans to address security failures in a congressional hearing about the Trump assassination attempt. Acting Director Ronald Rowe will tell senators from the Homeland Security and Judiciary committees that the Secret Service is adjusting how it approves security measures. According to excerpts from his testimony, Rowe has directed multiple supervisors to go through each security plan for all future protected sites and events. Rowe is expected to say that he cannot defend how the gunman was able to get on the roof that day to threaten Trump's life. Rowe took charge of the Secret Service after Director Kimberly Cheadle resigned just last week. Well, one of the sons of former Sinaloa cartel boss El Chapo is set to appear in court in Chicago Tuesday after a stunning arrest. Joaquin Guzman Lopez is accused of leading the criminal operations of what's considered one of the world's most powerful and deadly drug trafficking operations. The court appearance comes after Guzman Lopez and the cartel's alleged co-founder were arrested by U.S. authorities Thursday in El Paso. U.S. officials say the arrest came after Guzman Lopez duped Ismael Zambada, known as El Mayo, and orchestrated their arrest. Officials say Zambada thought the two were flying to northern Mexico to look at real estate, but instead their small plane landed north of the border near El Paso, where U.S. authorities were waiting on the tarmac. Zambada pleaded not guilty on Friday. Police in the UK questioning a suspect and trying to understand the motive behind a horrific attack on children at a Taylor Swift-themed dance and yoga class. We've now learned that 3 girls were killed, one 6, one 7, and the third 9 years old, all stabbed just before noon Monday in a town about 20 miles north of Liverpool. As ABC's Rena Roy reports, 8 other children and 2 adults are hospitalized.
An urgent investigation is underway into a fatal stabbing outside Liverpool in the United Kingdom.
It is understood that the children were attending a Taylor Swift event at a dance school when the offender, armed with a knife, walked into the premises and started to attack inside.
Authorities believe 2 adults were trying to protect the children. 3 little girls killed, identified as Alice Aguiar, Bebe King, and Elsie Stancombe. The suspect, a 17-year-old boy who was also critically injured, is in custody, charged with murder and attempted murder.
I know the whole country is deeply shocked at what they've seen and what they've heard.
Authorities say the motive remains unclear, but they've ruled out a terror-related attack. Taylor Swift responding on Instagram, writing in part, "They were just little kids at a dance class. I am at a complete loss for how to ever convey my sympathies to these families." King Charles saying, quote, "Heartfelt condolences, prayers, and deepest sympathies to the families and loved ones, and to all those affected by this truly appalling attack." Prince William and his wife, Princess Kate, also thanked first responders, adding they cannot begin to imagine what the families, friends, and loved ones of those killed and injured are going through. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
All right, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration had issued a recall notice for nearly 2 million Teslas because of a hood issue. According to the notice, there's a risk of car software that could fail to detect an unlatched hood that could cause the hood to suddenly fly open and obstruct the driver's view. Impacted vehicles include Model S, Model X, Model 3, Model 7 from 2017 to 2024. Tesla had released a software update to fix the issue, and no injuries have been reported. This is the largest product recall involving software problems for Tesla. Last year, it issued software updates for almost all of its vehicles to add more safeguards for its autopilot system. All right, taking a look outside. Sarah, we know that yesterday the molds were very high. I could feel it immediately. Luckily, they've gone down a little bit.
They have come down. I think as we start to dry out from last week's rain, we're going to see mold continue to fall. Molds, though, are moderate today, past 900. Fall elm is moderate as well. That's down from yesterday, too. Pigweed is present in low amounts. Unfortunately, the aquifer is actually down 0.3 of a foot over the past 24 hours. First time it's gone down in several days because of recent rains. And looking ahead, our rain chances do not look good. Only an isolated shower or storm possible by the end of the weekend and into early next week. Now, as we head into August, what is normal for the month of August? Are we forecast to be hotter than average? I've got those answers coming up.
We've talked about moving on from the rain, but you know who can't forget about all the rain we had last week? People in Kerrville. That city's still recovering from the big flooding in that area. As the night team's John Paul Barajas reports, last week's rain is something that does not happen very often there.
Video shows the floodwaters that overwhelmed Kerrville's Luis Hayes Park that sits along the Guadalupe River last Tuesday. Nearly a week later, there's a drastic difference in the view.
I've seen the river probably at its lowest it's ever been. So just to see it that low one day and then the next brimming to the top of the bridge, it was just unbelievable.
According to the KSAT 12 weather team, Kerrville got as much as 7 inches of rain. Public Works Executive Director Stuart Barron calls it a 5 to 10 year rain event, something the city hasn't seen in 6 years.
We have an idea of the damages that the city has felt, whether that was city property or just residents.
I don't have a good number for residential type property on the city side. A lot of what ours was cleaning up debris.
Barron tells us all things considered, Kerrville managed well, but there is still work to be done, like cleaning and clearing storm drains and removing debris, like this tree stuck on the dam.
We really enjoy having the river run through our city, and these floods are just part of having that, and so you just learn to live with it.
The upside? Barron says the springs are recharged and the river is flowing at double the rate it typically would this time of year, something that makes the water more enjoyable for all visitors, including wildlife.
Well, and I don't think many people got hurt, nobody that I know personally. So I think, through my perspective at least, it was more of a blessing, we really needed the water. It's just good to see the river full again when I'm going to work.
John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
I love what he said there, more of a
I
blessing,
know.
because, it really is feast or famine here in this area, because we're right on the cusp of a desert climate to our west and a tropical climate to our east. So wishing everybody in Kerrville the best, wishing everybody a quick recovery from the floodwaters, but it is nice to see those rivers flowing
I have not
again.
seen the river like that in so long.
Really impressive. Unfortunately, though, the tap is turning off. No rain chances really for us throughout the rest of the work week, and only minimal rain chances by Sunday. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on across the nation. You can see that it is fairly quiet around all of Texas right now. In fact, any rain, you got to go all the way up to Iowa and Illinois to see the rainfall right now across the nation. We've got that heat high in place. High pressure pushes down on the atmosphere, prevents showers and storms from developing in the vertical, and it creates a bit of heat for us. So we're looking at a hot forecast the next several days. High temperature is going to be in the upper 90s, and because we have rain-soaked ground, humidity is higher too, and so it feels a lot hotter than what the thermometer actually will read. Now, close on to Saturday, we'll be close to about 100 degrees. You can see we're only going to be a few degrees hotter than the average high, which is around 97. Now, as we head into August, this is important. There is the likelihood that we are going to be experiencing a warmer than average August as a whole. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be 100 degrees every single day for the month of August, but just that there's a good chance that things could be a little bit warmer than average at least. Now, what is average for August? Well, starting August 1st, the average high temperature is 97. By the end of the month, temperatures typically actually come down. The average high is about 94. So odds are we're going to be warmer than average. Temperatures a couple of degrees warmer than average. Nothing we're not used to seeing here in San Antonio. And on average, we see a little bit more than 2 inches of rain. August, one of our driest months on record, but not usually the driest month. That's actually in the wintertime, surprisingly. So not a huge amount of rain expected typically for August, but it is still possible for us to get some rainfall. Take a look at this last month. We got more than 4 inches of rain. All right, at the airport, it's 88, feels like 99. Winds are from the southeast at 15 miles per hour. At New Braunfels, it's 90. It feels like 100, and we're starting to feel like we're in the 90s in parts of the hill country like Bernie and Kerrville as well. I want to mention that winds are going to be breezy pretty much throughout the rest of the day, and especially tonight. We're going to have a few wind gusts of up to about 25 to 30 miles per hour in the evening hours. So you're definitely going to notice the wind later on tonight. Temperatures steadily climbing into the upper 90s by about 4 o'clock this afternoon. Take a look at those feels like temperatures, feeling like 104 right around 5. So For the evening commute, a lot of people are going to have that AC on full blast in their cars. Mostly sunny, and then this evening, mostly clear. Temperatures close to 80 degrees by midnight. All right, let's talk about Saharan dust. Saharan dust is expected to peak tomorrow. We'll probably have a fairly moderate to dense cloud of Saharan dust on the horizon. Biggest thing you'll notice, milky and hazy hue to the sky, both tomorrow and Thursday. Occasionally, if you are sensitive to the dust, you might have some minor allergy issues. So we've been talking about interesting dust facts. Just a little while ago, we talked about 180 million tons of dust across the Atlantic every year on average. Well, another fact for you, the dust is nutrient rich. It has a lot of iron and phosphorus, and it fertilizes the oceans, actually. It fertilizes the algae and plankton of the oceans, and it also helps things like the Amazon rainforest. So it's not all bad news when it comes to the dust. If you struggle with some allergies from the dust, it is a good thing that helps the ecology of our Earth. Our global ecology. High temperatures are going to be close to 100 in the coming days, but likely just shy of the triple-digit mark. Only an isolated shower storm possible Sunday and Monday.
Oh, Governor, you said 88, but it feels like 99.
I know.
That humidity. Not a fan of humidity.
And it's honestly, this is about the time that it's worse. So where it's hot and the most humid during the day, right around the lunchtime.
Yeah, at least it hasn't been like that. So
that's true.
We'll deal with it. Thank you. We'll be right back. A legacy living on through the South Central Texas aviation community. It's been a year now since a plane crash took the lives of 2 people from the greater San Antonio area. Since then, the families of Devin Riley and Zachary Colley Moreno have found ways to honor them. Avery Everett shows us how Zachary's family plans to continue his legacy.
Zach was always looking up at the sky.
His dream was to fly, and the family of Zachary Colley Moreno says his focus was clear.
He really felt like that was where he was supposed to be, and he was so happy doing it.
But that all changed 1 year ago. Colley Moreno died in a plane crash in Wisconsin, along with pilot Devin Riley. They were visiting the area for an air show in Oshkosh. At only 20 years old, Colley Moreno was an aircraft mechanic and a member of the Commemorative Air Force Central Texas Wing.
What did flying mean to him?
Oh, gosh.
Everything.
Yeah.
His family worked with the Commemorative Air Force to build a scholarship fund in his name. And in less than a year, they've raised more than $50,000 in donations.
It was just cool to see so many people come from so many places and want to give something in Zach's name.
The CAF hopes to award multiple scholarships in his memory, and students can now apply.
Ideally, the perfect candidate for the scholarship is going to be someone who's there because they want to be, not because they have to be. They want to do this, and that would make us and Zach very proud.
His family hopes this scholarship will give students the chance to dream, driving forward Zach's love of flying to the future of aviation. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Now, there is no application deadline yet for the memorial scholarship in Zach's name. We also reached out to Devin Riley's family, and they kindly declined for a request for an interview. Her scholarship page is still open. We have a link to both of those scholarships on KSAT.com. Okay, it's time now to head out to Jen and Fiona. What are you guys working on now?
Well, say cheese, because we are celebrating National Cheesecake Day, and a local business is, well, they're used to making headlines with some cheesecake. Geoffrey Handler from Poppy's Pizza is here. How many flavors of cheesecake did you bring?
Today I brought 4 flavors of cheesecake with me today.
All right, and what sets your cheesecake apart?
Well, my mom's been making the cheesecake for over 40 years. And she's originally from New York, so she knows what cheesecake's supposed to taste like.
New York style cheesecake, all right.
Shout out to Patty. She's in the audience today, and we get to taste these. And you tell me you're going to ruin it for us. That's it. Once we taste this, that's it. Can't have any other cheesecake. I'm excited.
All right, and then we stopped by Poppy's Pizza, and you know what I found there? Look at this. Look at the size of this pizza.
Look at my hand for perspective. Look at that.
We are going to tell you what it's called. We are going to tell you what the flavors are on here, and we are going to fill you in on a pizza challenge for you and your best foodie friend.
That's right. Which celebrity, right, would you have help you eat that pizza? That's our question today. You can weigh in. Just get your phone out and scan that QR code. Think about it. It's a fun one. You have to really think about who you'd want to help you with that. Also, we are going to the San Antonio Zoo, a day in the life with Craig. He is the reptile guy, known as that, there at the San Antonio Zoo, and we're getting up close with some of his scaly friends.
And now you can rock out this summer and get music lessons at a premier guitar instruction center right here in town. So I gotta tell you, Jen, I think you and I think we could do this.
Yeah, there you go. I think we could. Yes.
A little Crisco, some 59.
Wait, how much time do you have to finish
You'll
it?
have to find out.
Okay,
It
tune
is
in.
time.
You can win something too, right? If you complete the challenge?
Yeah,
maybe?
you'll find out what you
Okay,
get.
stay tuned. I'm learning as you are. All that and more coming up on SA Live.